So you sit on the DOGE subcommittee run by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Are you getting any more clarity on what exactly Elon and DOGE are doing?
She can't even get the question out. Listen, the White House and the DOJ is currently saying is that, oh, Elon has no power.
Yeah.
Elon isn't doing that.
He's not an employee, and he doesn't head the agency.
Right.
He's tech support, I think is what they say.
So who's lying is my question. But somebody lying, right? Because they've been like, oh, Elon is cleaning it up, right?
She fired.
She's fired? Okay.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Micca, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. So I wanted to come on and talk about the two dumbest congresswomen I've ever seen in my life. Yes, that would be AOC and ratchet Jasmine Crockett, okay? Both of them are just dumb and dumber. The Democratic Party loves them, okay? The AOC side is the progressive lefties, lunatics, you know them. And then the side with Jasmine Crockett's are your identity politics, everything, woe is me, I'm a victim, DEI, here we come. That's them. I want you guys to see what the first dummy, meaning Jasmine Crockett, had to say on our favorite episode of The Golden Girls, aka The View. Watch.
Well, Congresswoman, Elon Musk and DOGE, the team, have been infiltrating and dismantling federal agencies. He says he's rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse, all while gaining access to some of our most sensitive data. So you sit on the DOGE subcommittee run by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Are you getting any more clarity on what exactly Elon and DOGE are doing?
She can't even get the question out. Listen, interestingly enough, you know, there was a court filing that came out, or there was the order that came out from Judge Chuckin yesterday, yes. Right? And one of the things that the White House and the DOJ is currently saying is that, oh, Elon has no power. Yeah. Elon isn't doing that.
He's not an employee, and he doesn't head the agency.
Right.
He's tech support, I think is what they say.
So who's lying is my question. But somebody lying, right? Because they've been like, oh, Elon is cleaning it up, right? So someone's not telling the truth. And I hope that the lawyers are the ones that are telling the truth, because there is a higher standard when it comes to practicing law. This is why Donald Trump's lawyers tend to lose their law licenses. Yeah. But
we already see the media getting sued by Donald Trump all the time because they do so much slander and they lie. You got Cloudy Hostin over there who has to do a legal note every time she opens her mouth. And she's a so-called lawyer. And so is Ratchet Crockett here, but she's never litigated a case. However, they're mad at Elon because he came in and cleaned out their piggy bank. You know, she's only getting paid $250K in a salary, right? And she can't take any side jobs because she's a congressperson. How is she making $12 million? Add that up. There's some money laundering going on.
You know, I don't really know what's going on. And that is why the attorney generals really had a hard time meeting that burden for TRO, is because we can't say exactly what he's doing. But the problem is we've never in this country, at least in my lifetime and in most other people's lifetimes, experienced someone who is so ingrained. And so we're going to have to start talking to some of these people that are getting fired. Yeah. And we're going to have to find out from them, who is it that told you that you were experiencing your last day at work? Yeah. Talk to us about these little teenagers running around. Was it one of them?
Well, they're doing it through OPM. Yeah. Because I have friends that work there and they got the notice, and they got it from the Office of Personnel Management. Yeah. And so, but DOGE told OPM to do it.
Right. And that's what we've got to get to the heart of it.
That. I know all about that.
You know all about Donald Trump and OPM and what DOGE is doing, but you don't know all about your husband scamming in that big RICO case in New York. I'm just asking. You don't know about that. Everybody's been asking you. You haven't answered. Why haven't you answered? Oh, it's because he's about to be a convicted felon. Got it. Such a stinker.
This, Congresswoman, we're also seeing mass firings of federal workers across agencies like the Department of Education, the VA, the CDC, the FAA, even the USDA. In some cases, they've had to unfire critical employees like our nuclear safety specialists, but they didn't have their government email addresses active anymore, so they can't find them. So on what grounds are, I know you can't make it up, it's like I'm writing a movie. On what grounds are they laying, a very bad movie, on what grounds are they laying off these workers, and how will the scale of this impact everyday workers who are concerned about the price of their eggs.
And nuclear arsenals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I don't really know what authority they have to do anything.
Yes.
I walked in and I didn't get to read the entire article, but earlier today, it seems like there is someone who was fired. There was the head of an agency,
Yes.
and a judge ruled that firing was illegal. People seem to be surprised that the first felon that we ever elected to the White House commits crimes, but or breaks the law. Right, breaks the law. But clearly, he has no respect for the law whatsoever. And so, for the most part, it seems like they've been going after probationary people,
Right.
because probationary employees do not enjoy the same protections.
They lack some protections.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, it'll be interesting to see where the unions go with some of these lawsuits
Mhm.
and how successful they are. But again, ultimately, I think that he's trying to get to his favorite court. The court that we know we all love to hate.
The only thing that we love to hate, Jasmine, is listening to you talk. I mean, you ramble and ramble and ramble. I almost fell asleep over here, all right? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You totally need a thesaurus at this point, all right? Because if I hear literally one more time, I am literally going to poke my ears out. See, the Democrats don't talk about a lot of this because they don't want to alert the public that they're just as corrupt as the people that they claim are corrupt. And last but not least, they talk about Elon as if he just appeared when Donald Trump appeared. No, Elon is there at the White House, and Elon is there with all these defense contracts because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden gave Elon all of these contracts, not Donald Trump. Joe Biden was the one that employed Elon Musk for the electric cars, for the space exploration. I mean, you guys left people literally hanging in space, and Elon has to go get them. Elon is the only man that was able to build out a plan to go get people that NASA sent up. Ain't that by the blip? Again, like I said, this lady is dumb. And now we're going to move on to her dumber counterpart, AOC. Let's go. So if you guys don't know, AOC decided that she was going to break the law. Like, this should be treasonous, all right? She is supposed to be a defender of the Constitution, but she's a defender of these illegal immigrants while telling them how to circumvent the Constitution. You can't make this stuff up. So this is AOC going ahead and telling them how to circumvent ICE. Watch.
Principle number one in what you can do is that when one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples that have already been working. Let's start with immigration and ICE. When people say, what can we do? In my community, we are a heavily immigrant community.
Illegal
ICE raids deeply affect and disrupt our community. So, number one, if you live in a community with a lot of immigrants, know your rights. That's one tangible thing you can do that I want you to do. Here's one way that we're going to create some friction in this system. Tom Homan, who's directing a lot of these ICE operations nationally, etc., he went on TV practically crying. This dude was whining his ass off because ICE went into the city of Chicago, and Chicago had prepared for them. Community organizers, activists, and their mayor and local elected officials.
And every last one of them should be locked up. She's exactly right. That's what Chicago did, right? Meanwhile, the residents of Chicago, white and black, and especially the black ones, were fed up. They're tired of being pushed out, all right, for illegal migrants, all right? They have been taking over schools just to house these people. They have spent billions on illegal migrants, but they spend none on the poor people in Chicago. Make it make sense, okay? This woman right here was a bartender. She knows what it's like to be poor, okay? At the end of the day, this is the first time she's ever been rich in her life. And already she's talking like a Washington elite. All right, so you guys just saw all of that. And so since we're talking about Dumb and Dumber, let's just go with the dumbest broadcast news, non-news network there is, which is CNN, okay? I wanted to end with CNN because they allow these dumb people on the left to go ahead and spew whatever they want to spew. Of course, they're talking about Trump. Of course, they're talking about Elon. You know it. This is all they could talk about. Like, this is what brings in the money, honey. Nobody's talking about Kamala, all right? However, the people on this panel keep saying, please help me understand. Please help me understand. Is everybody on the left this dumb? Like, how dumb are we really going to get? Watch.
We're 1 month in.
Yeah.
Like we're 1 month in. Now we're not even 1 month.
But
Right?
all
So
they're
it's not
saying-
even. It's not even February 21st. So it's 28 days. It's 4 weeks.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Let's see what happens.
But actually, help me. Can someone help me? Why are we? And maybe you can. Maybe you can help me. Why are we talking about Elon Musk as someone who can come in and slash the government spending because he is in charge, and we're not like the guy who made my Tesla's in charge of the federal government? Tell me what are his
out of the blue.
qualifications?
What are your qualifications to be on here talking about politics? It says you are a broadcast journalist. It doesn't say anything about politics. It just says that you went to school to read that teleprompter that you don't even read because you never have any facts, just like Abby. Y'all all have that. Y'all know what kind of reasoning they have. They all have it. Like, they all have it. So again, you're talking about Tesla. Tesla has reinvented the car market. What have you invented? I'll wait. Nothing.
What are his qualifications?
No
and
hearing,
you, I don't.
no
I,
The president
Yeah.
trusts
don't
him.
give me.
The
Don't
president trusts him.
Do not, because the
The
president.
president trusts him. That's the president's prerogative.
That's fine.
You're going to be on the United
That's
States
fine.
Supreme Court.
That's
You're going to be a
fine.
separate
That's
state.
fine. That's fine.
No, everybody that you just mentioned though goes through a hearing, a separate
Okay.
hearing.
That is my
But
point.
you can
There's
tell
no
us.
law.
But
There's
you can
no
tell us
law.
more than
There's
anyone
no law.
how many
Flawless.
positions there are very close to the president that are not confirmed by the Senate. You lived it.
Yes.
This
But-
man is asking for
but-
important information, and he wants to
but
play in my
we
taxes.
go through
No.
a 6-month security clearance, whether
do.
you
Who
are
is this
answering the
man?
phone or whether you're in the
Mom,
Oval
who
every
is this
day.
man?
Yo, shut up.
Literally, if you are answering the phone or you are in the Oval Office every single
Correct.
day, you go through a FX68 or FS,
Tell us
what
what
the
you
number,
know.
what some form. It is about 100 pages long. You have to fill it out before you can even walk in. People get calls for 6 months from the FBI checking your background, asking questions, and then if you're on any boards, if you own any stocks,
You're
anything
fine.
like that, you have to relinquish
But
them
if you get
before
elected-
you get a .gov
Okay, just explain
email.
this to me. If you get elected in January and you're taking office in 2 months, where's the 6 months that the FBI vets everybody?
You go because as soon as you win,
Right,
with the
that's November
transition,
5th.
you have vetting attorneys that are already on your
Okay.
transition team.
Go ahead.
You get an interview from a vetting attorney and you
Okay.
start, it's an expedited. Somebody at back
Oh, it's expedited. It's expedited. So it isn't 6 months. You see, my man, he did a great job. All right. Because Miss Ashley, all right, she's playing games. She understands this. She understands that, yes, you can get a background check. It could take 6 months. But if you're working for the president and the president actually wants you, that thing is going to get expedited and it's going to be a week. They're not even going to go through the rigmarole. Okay. There's no way you're going to tell me that Joe Biden had Hunter Biden, who is a crackhead. All right. You're not going to tell me that he did have a clearance. All right. Somebody who clearly has drugs, somebody who clearly has been in jail, somebody who was about to be a convicted felon, but his father pardoned him and saved him from it. So it would have been a convicted felon in there. So he didn't want that. He got a pardon. However, we know this man has done illegal things. However, he still somehow passed what? He passed the background check on 100-page whatever form that she couldn't remember. These people play games, and I'm glad he called her out on it. I'm so glad, but I'm gonna let him finish.
at level, quite honestly, at Elon's level, would get an expedited vetting process that could be done
Exactly.
in 6 months. But the due diligence happens for 6 more months.
But how do we know that's not happening?
So
I'm just asking.
I-
How do we know
show
it's
us,
not
actually,
happening?
show us.
It didn't happen.
You hear her? Oh, it didn't happen. Show us. Since when does the president show you anybody he has around them? Like, these people are Trump deranged. They're dumb. I'm convinced. It's the whole left. It's not just Jasmine Ratchet and, AOC. It's not just them. It's all of them. The left. All right, so you guys just saw Dumb and Dumber. You saw CNN, which is the dumbest network, the dumbness that has just seemed to spread across the left. So here are my thoughts. Let's pour it up. My thoughts are exactly this. Jasmine Crockett and AOC are the new generation of the left. the progressives, and the identity victims, okay? They're going to use DEI. They're going to use identity crisis, identity victims. I identify with this, that, and the third, a furry, a cat, whatever. They are going to do that. And simultaneously, they're going to push these progressive policies. That is where the left is going. We already voted against it. Even Democrats voted against it, but they're not listening. I told you earlier, AOC's district voted for Donald Trump as president. They voted for her, but they also voted for Donald Trump. She's still not listening. All right. She went on TikTok and asked her followers why they voted for Donald Trump. They told her, and she's still not listening. The left is not going to return. Jasmine Crockett can do all the eye rolling and neck swinging that she wants. She can call everybody all types of names in the book, and she can yell all day long. It's not going to change that the Democratic Party is seen as nuts. All right. They're the crazy people. The which side are you on people. That's what they are. All right. Those people are just absolutely nuts. When I tell you nobody's voting for them, nobody's voting for them. And it's all their fault because they can't get around a central message. They can't go ahead and support the American people, and they don't want to do what's right. They're aiding and abetting illegal immigrants, people that have harmed people, including other illegal immigrants. They don't want to do it. And so they will stay where they are, nowhere near politics. But I could be wrong. So you guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know. Do you like Dumb and Dumber? You know, Jasmine Crockett and AOC, are those your girls? Or if you like me and you don't like any of those people because they're not for the American people. Before we go, I want to give a thanks to everyone who donated, all right? I want to go ahead and read them off. I want to give a special thanks to Sapphire Sands. I want to give a special thanks to Dion. I want to give a special thanks to Crunch Time, Mr. Robertson, and Donnie Campbell. I want to say thank you. And thank you to everyone who shares my content. And thank you to the growing numbers on the channel. Subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Micca, and I'm out. Peace.